already are beyond time. So I'll make it very short and I'll conclude within a few moments only. But before that, my respect to Dr. V.K. Gupta, Sri Pathak ji, Dr. R.K. Manchanda, and especially regards to Dr. Vidyarthi for telling us all the details. And Dr. Khurana, this is a wonderful program that you have taken up. Thank you very much. We all needed to be united here. Thank you for your endeavor. Dr. Harleen, you need special mention. My topic is reforms required for qualitative changes in homeopathic education. Well, there are so many things that need to be discussed in this topic, but I'll just like to say that because of this coronavirus pandemic, this has given us an opportunity in disguise that we came to know where we are lacking in our education system. We all know that in any system, there are three aspects. One is medical care, another is teaching, and third is research. So what is much required is that all these three aspects has to work together. Then only we can develop it in a proper way. There is another thing before I go further that I like to mention and share with all of you, that at NIH we have already done training to all our students, our internees, PGTs, our teaching and non-teaching staff, all have been already trained, and we all are battle ready to use the opportunity whenever we get. Coming to the topic, I'll just say that the basic thing that is required at present is that the students need to be more convinced, and that can only be done if we have standardization of teaching methodology. And this teaching methodology can be standard if the student and teacher ratio that can be bettered. So what is required at present, I will just point it out in figures. One is the lack of conviction in the student that needs to be overcome, that need to be addressed. Dr. Khurana, as you are holding also a chairmanship of BOG, of CCH, so I'd like to draw your attention to one fact which has been mainly overlooked.
I'm sorry, sir, I'm interrupting.
Our CCH regulation says, I'm not mentioning the numbers.
Sir, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting Dr. Subhash. Are you following the slides or you are speaking it just like that? I mean, I don't know whether this is the slide material.
No, I'm trying to conclude it within 2 or 3 minutes. So if you go over the slide, it is going to take more time.
Right. So there's no need to share your slides then?
There is no need. There is no need.
Okay, fine. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Okay. Please go ahead.
Well, so Dr. Khurana, I was trying to draw your attention that our CCH regulation says that the biochemic system is also a part of it, and one who is registered in homeopathy can practice also biochemic. But the fact is that biochemic is a totally different system, and which rules and regulations are not in line with homeopathy. They are totally different, and that can be seen by any of the books that is written by biochemic doctors. Especially, I would like to mention the book of Dr. Borik. I just want to draw your attention. We can have a detailed discussion later on when we have enough time. So practical approach and sufficient clinical exposure. These are the two challenges that our education system need to meet. And this can be done. I have certain suggestions like departmental case presentation, skill development, especially the doctor-patient relationship, filling of the cases in journals, because homeopathic doctors, we need more publication of our journals. And that can be done only if from the very early time, students are made aware that these are required, and they are trained that how an article is to be published, how an article has to be written, how it has to be prepared. Then the bedside training has to start much earlier. See, earlier the Organon and Materia Medica was in the first BHMS, but due to reasons unknown, they have been removed from the first BHMS syllabus, and this has become a big problem. We who are teaching in the colleges, we are finding it very difficult, because a student who comes and he is studying anatomy, physiology and pharmacy, but he is not exposed at all to homeopathy. So he is coming with a non-homeopathic background and is not exposed to homeopathy, is not being convinced to homeopathy, which was earlier there because Organon and Maitreya was in the first year syllabus. So that need to be addressed, and with that, early exposure to cases, early starting of the bedside, these are the things that we need to address at present. I like to conclude with mentioning this, that integration of the teaching, there are different departments, there are 12 departments, but these are practically running independently. And what is required is that integration of all this teaching along with the medical system, the modern medicine, because this is the big challenge that we have to face. And this can only be done if there is more integration and more working togetherness. I don't think we have enough time for addressing anything more. So once more, thank you very much, Dr. Khurana, for organizing this wonderful seminar and having us all together in one platform. Thank you very much to your team.